In 1448, a Swedish soldier fell into a large pit during a battle. He realized the pit was a secret chamber belonging to an ancient church that had remained untouched for centuries. Upon exploring the chamber, he encountered the gruesome body of a woman, already decomposed into bones. However, he saw her hand extending from the wall. And beneath that hand, a book was hidden, a truly astonishing sight. What was in this book, and who had felt the need to conceal it in such a horrific way, in a secret chamber of a church whose very existence was unknown? The Swedish soldier tried to remove the book, but was overwhelmed by its weight. The enormous manuscript weighed 72 kilograms and was almost the height of an average person. With the help of other church officials, the book was removed and handed over to the church authorities. The priests, upon examination, discovered it was a book written in the 1200s and banned by the Pope. The book was named the Devil's Bible. Why was this mysterious, massive Bible banned, and why did priests call it the Devil's Bible? The secret would be revealed a few years later when the King of England secretly acquired and read the book. The king was convinced it contained great secrets, and he found them. The Bible's pages were made of animal hides, and it required the skinning of 160 donkeys to complete. When the king's researchers opened the Bible, they were met with a large image of the devil. Why was such a large image of the devil placed on the very first page of a Bible believed to contain the words of God? As the researchers turned the pages, they encountered even more astonishing words. The very words of the devil were written in this book, which they had named the Devil's Bible. The first words of the mysterious book sent shivers down one's spine. I raise my voice so that you may hear me. I call to the east and the west. I send my signs to the south and the north. I promise death to the weak and boundless wealth to the strong. Open your eyes. You people whose minds are covered with mold, open your eyes so that you may see. And you bewildered millions, listen to me. As researchers turned the pages, they discovered that the book contained many hidden spells. Even more astonishing was the fact that while all the Gospels should state, "Thou shalt not commit adultery," in the section known as Moses' 10 Commandments, this Gospel stated, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." However, after reading these words, the palace researchers began to die inexplicably. Even the family of King Rudolph II, who had smuggled the Devil's Bible from the Pope to his palace, had to contend with deadly illnesses. That year, the winter was colder than ever, and the people of England were on the verge of starving and freezing to death. The king, believing the Satanic Bible should be destroyed, ordered it burned. However, the soldiers were unable to carry out the order and instead gave the book to a nun to hide. The nun hid the Satanic Bible in the crypt of a church until years later, when scientists rediscovered it. Upon examining the Bible, the scientists realized that no one had investigated the author's identity. No source or signature indicated the author's name. Such an important work should surely contain the author's name. It is estimated that the Satanic Bible, written in the 1200s, would have taken at least 30 years to complete. Church sources claimed it was written by a monk who worshipped Satan, but his name was unknown. Another account suggests that Satan himself wrote the book, using a nun he had deceived. When the book was discovered, church officials punished the nun by burying her alive in a wall. Although it is said that the Devil's Bible contains texts about the Bible, devil-invoking rituals, the political and military events of the time, some information about the Jews, torture methods, as well as spells for death, power, and wealth, authorities have never published what is written in the book. Today, the Devil's Bible is kept in the New York City Museum, and only certain individuals are allowed to see it.